Taming the Demon by Ami Loves Kuro. Chapter 4. This hand won't stop me. To Lucky Punch. True to form, Anazaki marched straight up to him, charging through the dozen celebrating players to demand the brat's removal from the team. Of course, she would never phrase it that way, as she saw Hiruma had been needlessly bullying Sena, which prompted him to wonder what condition she found him in. Surely not that bad. He was walking up behind her as she was yelling. A little dirty, a little rumpled, but not dying, injured, or even bruised. He hadn't even been tackled, for Pete's sake. Whatever, Anazaki could be handled as easily as anyone else thanks to Hiruma's black book. Did she just threaten getting the team kicked out of the tournament? He stood no chance against her as long as she held that kind of power, and now she was walking away with his one-shot at victory, and there was no way that disciplinarian was ever going to let that kid near him again. I'm going to stay on the football team. The kid said it. The kid said it! The scrawny brat was willfully denying probably the only person who was ever kind to him in order to continue being part of Hiruma's team. Hiruma knew he should be ecstatic about this development, and he was, make no mistake. But there was another emotion too. Was it relief, maybe? Part of it was. And there was something else, something a little deeper. Not quite affection, but fondness? Had he grown fond of the shrimp? Hiruma didn't know how he could. He had known the kid all of 3 days, and most of the time the brat spent whining or crying or otherwise being pathetic. He would have to analyze this emotion later. Right now, he had an idea that would simultaneously get him free labor and stop Anazaki from poking her nose where it doesn't belong so much. On top of that, from the looks on the faces of the recruits, the quarterback was going to have to keep the kid close to his side to prevent him from being stolen away by some other team. That was going to be a hassle, but Hiruma couldn't find it in himself to mind. A little disconcerting, but he shrugged it off and chalked it up to afterglow from Damon's first victory, first manager, and first time having more than 3 team members. He was pretty sure that Kim is a little upset with him for tricking the girl. Not a word to Anazaki about Aishild's identity! But he would learn in time that everything Hiruma did was for the good of the team. The kid would learn fast by the looks of the clubhouse the next day. One woman did all this in a couple of hours? Holy crap! But there was a more important use the quarterback was going to put the female to. An experiment to see if Sena's demon would be drawn out in defense of those around him. So he antagonized Anazaki, insulted her, pretty much declared war on girl right there in the clubhouse. The kid did absolutely nothing about it, but kept paying very close attention to their interaction. The blonde realized what the shrimp apparently already knew. Anazaki Momori was perfectly capable of defending herself. Hiruma held on to his third question to be used as a trump card at a later date. The watching was a reminder. I may not know exactly how much you're capable of, but neither do you know what I'm fully capable of. The stare lost a lot of effect when the kid's bench press turned out to be all of 10 kilograms. At first, Hiruma thought maybe he was a little prejudiced on this front, already benching 75 kilograms. But when Anazaki laid back and benched 20 kilograms, the blonde wondered if the kid would ever have any form of pride with her around. The kid went outside afterward to practice catching away from the manager, as he has officially been dubbed, overly watchful eye. He couldn't catch to save his life. Once taught how to properly catch the ball, though, he was so much more successful that the quarterback couldn't help but feel a little bit of pride. Also, amusement when the brat saw how the team was going to arrive at the game against Ojo. There was an aggravating minute or so when the kid disappeared too by videotapes, and the blonde set Summers on him, only to find out the kid had gotten changed into his gear instead of hot-tailing it. Hiruma didn't even try to get the absolute shock off his face. It would have been wasted effort. That brat was just a mess of contradictions, wasn't he? He's terrified of physical pain, yet shows up because it would be lame if the hero didn't show up. He wanted to tell the manager about Aishil 21, yet was willing to outright lie to her about what he did during games. He cried and whined and bitched about just being the secretary, yet went out to practice catching by himself. And that wasn't even accounting for the demon. The quarterback wondered if it meant he should question his own sanity that he was naming another person's alternate personas. Shrimp and various synonyms, eye shield, and demon. Never mind that though, the match was about to begin. Hiruma didn't know why Shin was being benched, but nor did he care. This was their shot. When the quarterback turned to the kid, he wasn't talking to the shrimp part or eye shield. He appealed directly to demon. He told it that the entire stadium looked down on him, thought that Ojo had this game won before it even started. He told it to show them what he was made of. He forgot that nobody taught the kid how to properly hold the ball. Thanks Satan for the fucking fat ass. The blonde nearly put a dent in the stupid brat's helmet for that maneuver. So he taught the brat how to do it, had already made sure the kid was wearing proper cleats, and hoped, which he'd never done or had to do, for no more mess-ups. The team lined up, and the next play began. It would appear that the kid answered his hopes because roughly 5 seconds after Hiruma handed the ball off to him, the Shrimp scored the first touchdown of the game. Hardly a minute in, and Damon was beating Ojo 6-0. Hiruma closed his eyes for a second, simultaneously relishing the voice of the referee, touchdown, and silently promising the chibi a reward just for this after the game. The Eye Shield personality developed its own voice and started explaining the fire points of Amefuto. That's kind of weird. Too bad I couldn't stick around until the end of the try for point because nobody was stupid enough to expect the shrimp persona to score.